Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here, doing our first impressions for Sett the Boss. We're going to be going over the champion's star powers, starting deck, champion levels to see how that deck improves, as well as going over what relics we think might be good on them. Before we get into it, if you are enjoying all this content, definitely like and subscribe, really helps out. Now let's take a look at the star powers. For his first star power, every 6 mana you spend, each round grant allies 1/1. Decent star power. It's going to be a little hard to get that done early game, but later on this will really help you ramp up all your units. Taking a look at the next star power, +1 starting mana, round start, create a coin in hand. You see that right here, 1 cost burst, coin stack, refill, 1 spell mana. Oh, I always say that, it's 1 mana, not 1 spell mana. So these will stack up in your hand. You can then use them all at once to refill as much mana as you have coins. That can really help trigger your first star power, as well as just surprise the enemy. Should be a lot of fun in Path of Champions. For his last star power, every 6 mana you spend each round, grant allies 2/2. Every 12 mana you spend each round, rally. So that's going to be absolutely massive. There's going to be a lot of ways to cheese this with different effects in Path of Champions. The largest being mana deposit. When you play a unit, refill mana equal to its cost. Should be really good. Again, this will be pretty hard to trigger. You won't really be able to do that until the mid or later game, but should really help you just close out the match, as well as helping you scale up all your units. Also, you should be able to trigger this buff effect more than once a round. This doesn't say the first time you spend 6 mana each round, just every 6 or more mana you spend, grant allies 2/2. So if you're able to go pretty crazy with spending tons of mana, you should be able to buff up your board to quite a good extent. Alright, let's take a look at the starting deck. Alright, so already just looking at it, I'm not seeing many cards that we've seen before in starting decks. That makes me really happy. So first up, we have Dancing Droplet. 1 cost, 1/1 elusive. When I'm recalled, draw 1. Decent amount of recall. That will really go well with your tag out spell that we'll get into in a moment. Attentive Accountant. Elusive, again, Nexus Strike, create a coin in hand. 1/2. So already starting out with some cheap elusives, that will really be able to help you out early, especially against some of the tougher opponents like Tryndamere. Being able to just go around their units can really be helpful. So tag out, 2 cost, recall an ally and create a coin in hand, or spend 5 mana to recall an enemy and create a coin in hand. So this costs 2, but when you play it, you're getting a coin, so it essentially almost costs like 1 in some regards. So this gives you good versatility, either save your unit or get rid of an enemy threat. And like I said a moment ago, using this tag out on your Dancing Droplet to recall it will give you some decent draw. So already a pretty good combo there. Next we have Bout Security. Very happy that this is in his kit. I'm hoping they give you Twin Shadows in the champion level ups, but we'll see. So 3 cost, 3/3. When I'm summoned, create a fleeting Bout Security, so the same card. So create that in hand and grant other Bout Securities 1/1 empowered quick attack. Empowered 5. So it doesn't buff itself when you play it, but it buffs all other versions. So if you can play this more and more, you'll keep being able to buff up this unit. Again, it's going to be a great combo card. One of the strongest combos in the game is getting a card with mana deposit and Spirit Stone. What the Spirit Stone does is it creates a copy in hand, and then the mana deposit makes it so when you play it, it refills its cost. So you essentially can keep playing it forever. Well, this card already has essentially the Spirit Stone, but better, because now when you play it, it's granting other versions of it 1/1. So if you just get mana deposit on this card, it's essentially GG, you're going to win. You just keep playing this card, you can trigger all of Sett's star powers, and you can just end the game. Should be tons of fun. I'm great that this is in his deck by default. Next up we have Pit Professional, another 3 cost. When I'm summoned, create a coin in hand. It's 3/3. Very simple card, but good stat line. Good ways to cheese this coin mechanic to summon it multiple times and get more and more coins. Coastal Defender, 4 cost, 2/6. When you summon another ally, give me 2 power this round. So it's a decent card. Potentially you could have this on the board, and then if you're playing a bunch of Bout Securities, it would also scale up. This isn't the best card in my opinion. However, I am happy that it's in here, as in I'm happy they're putting a new card in this deck that we haven't seen before. So pretty much, even if there's a card that I'm not super happy with, if it's actually a new card that isn't in any other decks, probably going to end up being happy with it. I just want more variety in our game. We have Place Your Bets, 5 cost burst, draw 2 and create 2 coins in hand. Pretty good card, because this essentially is kind of 3 cost, since you're able to have 2 mana that you can refund when you want. Giving you more draw, that'll be nice in addition to the Dancing Droplet. Also, since this is a deck about playing a lot of cards and spending a lot of mana, having more draw so you don't run out of cards will be quite good. Zephyr Sage, play, create an exact copy of a card in hand other than Zephyr Sage. This will be decent with versatility, so if you have a good card in your hand, which can really happen in Path of Champions where you have some cards getting all these items and upgrades, you can play the Zephyr Sage, copy it in your hand, that way you have, well, another copy of it. So far, really happy with this. I don't think any of these are used in another deck. Maybe Dancing Droplet, but I don't think so. You have strong cards, good elusives. So this is the second champion I'm looking at. Already looked at Samira. So far, I'm very happy with these decks. This was one thing I asked Riot to do, was give us less champions, but just spend more time designing them, because we had a couple champions come out that just were really poorly designed. So if they're giving us less champions but better, totally on board for that. Let's take a look at the level ups. Pit Professional gets Chain Vest, not bad. Place Your Bets gets Mana Potion, so it goes down in cost to a 4 cost, very nice. Bout Security gets Studded Leather, so it goes to a 4/4, decent upgrade. Dancing Droplet gets Philosopher's Stone. This is actually big. So it gives you one draw when you play it, gives you another draw when you recall it, then you can play it again for another draw, then you can recall it for another draw, so it's just going to be great. Very cheap card that, yeah, just going to give you tons of draw. Really nice to see that. Zephyr Sage gets Studded Leather. That's fine. I would rather get cost reduction on the Sage, but still an okay upgrade. All right, next we have Tag Out with Sapphire Crystal, getting an extra mana gem. This helps you just speed up your game plan a lot faster. This is a great upgrade, especially for a deck where everything's really seeming like it's going to be kind of slow. You're really going to need to wait for your mid game. So being able to get Sapphire Crystal, great. You're going to be wanting to play Tag Out as soon as possible in a round to start up your scaling. This is really, really good, actually. Coastal Defender gets Phage. Not a bad upgrade. Going to make it a little bit better out the gate. Having a 4 cost with 2 power is pretty bad, so the Phage is a welcome upgrade. Attentive Accountant gets Thieves' Tools, so nab 1. So when you attack, you already don't want to be blocked, but you'll be able to get a coin with a Nexus Strike and also grab an enemy card. This can be very good because when you steal an enemy card, you also steal all the items on it. So when you're going against some of the tougher opponents like Viego or Aurelian Soul, being able to attack and steal some of their really OP cards, very good. Also, this is on Attentive Accountant, your 2 cost. So you can play this at the start of the game, immediately start attacking and trying to steal some of their good cards. This is actually a pretty decent upgrade. Pit Professional gets Ancient Coin, so it goes down to a 2 cost. That's actually pretty big because then you'll be able to play this on the first round. Pretty nice to see that. Coastal Defender gets Great Club. This will actually be pretty decent because now you already have the Phage on it, so it starts out as a 4/8, very big unit, but now if you are able to summon a lot of the units, buff up its power, you can use this to end the game with that Overwhelm. That will be nice and will make this card much better. That's it for the items. Really liking this deck more and more. Still think I'm gonna prefer Samira initially, but so far really just have to commend Riot at giving us good champions and seemingly well-designed decks. It was really sad with some of the previous champions how immediately just looking at their kit you're like, what were they thinking? What is going on? But here everything looks well-designed. All right, let's go to relics and see what we think Sett might want to use. Although I guess first we should talk about the champion just in case anyone hasn't seen any of our other videos. 5 cost 4/5 with Challenger. The first time I drop below 1 health while attacking, give me Barrier instead. His level up is you've spent 40 or more mana. Now this isn't I've seen you spend 40 or more mana, so this can trigger while he's not on the board. His level up then goes to a 5/6. When I'm attacking, I can't take damage or die. Each round create a Showstopper in hand once you've spent 12 or more mana. That Showstopper, very strong, 0 cost slow, obliterate an enemy, deal 1 to all of their enemies in the enemy nexus. That's going to be very, very good. His champion spell, Facebreaker, stun 2 enemies and create a coin in hand. So for relics, you might want to get the quick attack, so that quick attack Challenger combo, always very strong to get. You might actually want to also grab regen, just in case he is going to be dropping quite low when he's attacking. That way at the end of the round, he's still going to heal back up. Also, Banshee's Veil might be nice to protect him. That way, if you attack, if he drops down to that 1 health, they can't just play a spell and quickly pick him off. One thing I am wondering with his star powers, it's when you've played 6 or more mana. I don't know if spell mana counts for that. If it does, then Lost Chapter and Archangels are going to be very good. Again, just as a refresher, his star power, every 6 or more mana you spend each round, grant allies 2/2, or the 3 cost version, grant allies 1/1, 3 cost, grant allies 2/2. Every 12 mana you spend, rally. So if that also counts spell mana, then Lost Chapter or Archangel Staff to refill your spell mana, lets you trigger that more often, will be very, very good. But if that's just normal mana, doesn't count spell mana, then those lose value a little bit. For other rare relics, Scourge's Dash might not be bad to try to cheat him out a little bit early. Troll King's Crown to try to end the game once he's on the board might not be bad as well. Gravedigger's Spade, round start, draw 1 and give it fleeting. Since you're trying to spend a lot of cards, or play a lot of cards, spend a lot of mana, this might actually be helpful. We'll have to see, but that will probably be later when you have like your 3rd star power. I also think Berserker's Buckle would probably be pretty good. When I said 5 damage, grant me 2/2. So when you're attacking, you're going to be challenging, and normally you're not going to be able to die when you're attacking because you're either going to get barrier, or if you've leveled up, you just can't take damage at all. So that will, or should, trigger your Berserker's Buckle, granting you 2/2, so Sett can just start scaling out of control. Should be pretty strong. Blade Rack would also be a pretty good addition just to give all your units Challenger so they all can attack strategically and take out the threats they need to. Not too many relics that stand out too crazily, but I do think Berserker's Buckle will probably be a good addition. Gravedigger's Spade might be something we haven't really seen before, but that Sett might actually be able to take use of, so excited to try that out in the future. If you want to be able to have a bit more control, you might want to get the Grand General's Counterplan, as that will let him generate a Facebreaker every round to stun 2 enemies. So if you want to go for a more control play style with Sett, that wouldn't be bad. Again, Archangel Staff, giving you that 3 mana, would be pretty decent every round if you're trying to go for that more control sort of play style. Overall, Sett looks really good. Really happy about the deck. That is actually what I'm the most concerned at when I'm looking at champions now, because you can even have good star powers, but if you have a crappy deck, it still will feel bad to play. Sett looks pretty great though. Definitely looks like the boss. We'll be posting a leveling video for him tomorrow, so definitely like and subscribe so you don't miss that. Also, comment down below what you think of Sett. I hope you all have a great day.